Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of The Week Ahead, or the Midweek Ahead. It's Wednesday, and we're just getting this out to folks, but there is a lot going on. The legislature finally has seemed to pick up their speed. They've referenced over or nearly 700 bills. We have full work session and public hearing schedules out there with a lot of bills still yet to come. And it's been a busy last 10 days or so. Linda?
Oh, yeah. Well, in tax, actually it wasn't in tax, it was in labor. It was a tax bill in labor this week. I testified on it yesterday, LD 297, which basically increases the amount of investment FAME can authorize tax credits for, from $250 million to $500 million. It's an excellent bill. We testified in support of it with a number of other representatives from CEI, from Moonlicka, I got that name right, in healthcare, and from St. Croix Tissue and some others. And basically it's a good bill for the economy, for investment, and for jobs. I mean, it's a kind of a no-brainer. So that bill has not been scheduled for work session, but it was yesterday. And that's really it. And in taxation, over the next several weeks, the committee has scheduled work sessions on the budget. They've done like days for just income tax, days for sales tax, the Better Betty conversion, municipal revenue sharing. So over the next several weeks, I think through the 17th of this month, they will be holding work sessions, and we will be attending those. So there's going to be a lot going on. I mean, like you said, it's just all of a sudden bills are out, public hearings are out. It's been crazy the last couple days even.
Yeah, things are certainly picking up in my areas as well. In natural resources, there was a briefing on Monday on the mining rules that there was a public hearing on last week. Today there's public hearings beginning this afternoon. It's a public hearing on LD 190, has to do with exempting capital goods from EPR. Tomorrow the Natural Resources Committee has public hearings all afternoon. One bill we'll be testifying on has to do with the DEP rules surrounding odor limits and solid waste facilities. And another bill has to do with the labeling of packages that would put Maine out of step with the rest of the country, which we always usually oppose those types of legislation. Right. And we'll be opposing again tomorrow. The Energy Committee is starting to get up and running. They're starting to get some more bills referenced, but Natural Resources is really starting to hit the ground running.
The Appropriations Committee continues the budget process. They're slogging their way through department and state agency budgets. That's going to go on for at least a couple of weeks before they get back to the tax package portion of the budget, which they've completed. Labor, Commerce, Research, and Economic Development Committee has found out they will have the largest bill workload of the legislature, so they're meeting frequently. There were public hearings last week, including the call center bill, abusive work environment bill. This week we dealt with workers' comp issues. There are work sessions tomorrow dealing with the abusive work environment bill. The call center bill has been put off for a while due to a potential amendment. And there are public hearings next week on a number of workplace bills, including the tipped wage credit issue, bills dealing with leave, with vacation, with sick pay, and with pay stub information. Will be present at all of those. I mean, the legislature is busy. This is, and I don't think it's going to stop until, if we're lucky, you know, the end of April, they'll be able to get through all that they've got to do. But they're roughly at half the printed bill amount that they had in terms of titles through the cloture process. So, you know, we're only halfway there, and absolutely half the bills haven't been scheduled yet for public hearing. They may be at a quarter of what they've already printed and referenced. So.
Well, it's interesting that they just started, actually next week is going to be the first week that they're starting to go 3 days a week.
Right. And that's usually a sign that they need to reference more bills.
Yeah.
That's a sign that they need to pass more paper. So, thank you for joining us this week for our edition of The Week Ahead, and join us next week. Until then, take care.
Stay classy, Maine.